Most were never taught to trust this part. And so they repeat the same old loops, no matter how many new programs they join. Hi, I'm Tricia Edwards, and I'm going to be sharing with you something I've been working on for almost a year. Not only personally for me, but also I've been using it with the clients that I work with. And you know, it's actually been longer than a year. It's been something that's been culminating into this. You see, a year or so ago, I made a decision that I wanted to be me. I wanted to feel like me, no matter what situation I was encountering. I wanted to feel confident in me and trust in me and comfortable in being me, showing up as me, the one I feel is truly me, no matter what I was encountering. And this is really what has been coming out of making that choice. I wasn't trying to get rid of and prevent hurdles, setbacks, curveballs coming at me, a fork in the road, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't trying to prevent any of that. I just wanted to feel like me moving through it. And this is the inner way. I'm going to read to you what I've been putting together. Everything you need is already within you. But if you're like many of my clients, you've wondered, then where the hell is it? Because you've done the programs, the journaling, the mindset work, yet something vital remains out of reach. This frustration is real. Like searching for a four-leaf clover. You've seen the pictures, but no matter how hard you look, well, you begin to wonder if it's for you at all. That ache, that doubt, it's valid. It tells us something incredibly important. This isn't about whether your inner wisdom is there. Rather, do you currently have access to it right now? The inner way helps you to restore that access by rebuilding your ability to feel what's true. For those looking for something deeper, something foundational, your inner artistry, that's how I like to refer to it for myself. It's your body's way of guiding you, your energy's way of speaking, your intuition's way of moving. Not just for goals and growth, but for everyday movements of your life. Your personal navigation system for decisions, for your desires, and your breakthroughs. So, your inner wisdom, it isn't gone. It's just filtered out. Here's why. Your brain can only take in a tiny fraction of what's around you. When your nervous system is dysregulated, which often happens when you're pushing, performing, or proving, those filters get even tighter. You literally don't see the insights, opportunities, or inner cues because survival mode moves you to tune them out. And so you say yes to the things you think you have to do. You get comfortable over efforting to feel your worth. You tell yourself that you just need to accept this is how it is. It's not self-sabotage, it's self-protection. But here's what no one tells you. Trying to out-effort dysregulation leads to more stress, less self-trust. Feeling unsafe or unsettled muffles your expression, message, manifestation powers. Shifting the energy state you're operating in changes how you experience it all. So I want to talk about the invisible gorilla in the room. There's a famous psychological experiment known as the invisible gorilla. I don't know if you've seen it before. I saw it some point in right after it had come out. I think it was the early 2000s. And participants were asked to count how many times basketball players passed a ball between them. While they're laser focused on tracking the passes, a person in a gorilla suit walks through the middle of the scene. Over 50% of the viewers never noticed the gorilla. And the first time I watched it, I didn't see it either. They're not distracted, they're focused. And that focus, narrowed by instruction, creates blindness. Now imagine what happens when your brain is narrowed, not by instruction, but chronic stress, emotional pressure, and overwhelm. Blind spots increase. You start filtering out entire realms of possibility. And when this happens in daily life, the opportunity that was next to you the whole time, it never gets noticed. Like your client who's willing to pay 2 times for what you're asking. The capacity you've had for years feels inaccessible. Like finding it hard to build that YouTube channel or a podcast. The desire you had, shoulds and external beliefs replace it. Like clinging to a system that stresses you out because you were told it's the way. So, where is it? It's not gone. It's just hiding in plain sight, filtered out by a system that was doing its best to protect you. The part of you that knows is still there, but it needs space, it needs safety, it needs a regulated ecosystem where your filters can soften and your field of awareness can expand. And that's the work we'll do together. That is what I have been working on for this past year, a little bit under the radar, a little bit that I've been sharing, and also with clients that I've been working with. And it's time for me to roll this out because I want to share what shifts when you do this work. People say things like, I didn't realize how so many little things consume my day. Excuse me. I'm going to read that again. I didn't realize so many little things consume my day with irritation. Now it feels like it rolls right off me. Layers are just falling away, and I'm amazing myself at how I'm doing the things I felt I couldn't do. I can shift in under 5 minutes. I know how to come back to center, and not just to calm, but to clarity. These shifts are not just momentarily. They add up quietly, powerfully. And I want to share this diagram that I showed. Pardon me. A frog in my throat. I want to share this diagram that I made and to give kind of an idea of what happens. And I've been doing a lot of thinking and going back to old journals and notes of things of what it used to be before I started building my nervous system resilience, before I started working on this work, before I really dug deep into human design. And this gives kind of an idea of what my life was like. And this might be what yours is too. So the pink line, actually, let's start over here on the left-hand side. Sorry, actually here, let's see. I'm going to get my doodad out here. All right. So over here, we have our nervous system. And I want you to think about the balance as the place that we really want to make decisions. We're not so low and stressed out that we snap at somebody and make, a rash decision because we just need it to go away. It's also not the place where we're trying to avoid something, so we make whatever decision that lets us get out of it as soon as we can. It's also not from the really high state where we're, so excited. I don't know about you, but I've made decisions before where I was in that wave of, woo, this is so awesome. And then I make a decision that later on I regret because I was swept up in the energy of the moment. Not my energy, the moment's energy. And so this balanced area right here, this is where we really want to be making our decisions. So now the pink line is where you're making those aligned decisions, you're flowing, you feel like there's an ease to life. And the gray, well, I lived a few decades in this where decisions felt forced. Frustration was a common theme, and working hard and feeling exhausted. Those were common themes for me. So let's just imagine right here that your Wi-Fi goes down. Boop, we're going to dip down, right? Problems happen. We're not trying to eliminate problems, but it's what happens after that problem. And so, you're going to start thinking about what's that solution for that client call now that you have no Wi-Fi. And For those of us who are seasoned, we know, oh, I could use my phone. I could use a hotspot. I could go somewhere else. Like I know 3 right off the top of my mind because this has happened to me. But I know that there's been times where I spent so much time in this low grade, like, oh, I guess I'll have to do this. Well, I could reschedule. Yeah, but that's, then I start shooting myself and why I shouldn't reschedule and stuff. You're just in a different energy state. You still might make the same decisions. You're just doing it from a different energy state. And when you're in that low energy state, you're going to drain yourself. Everything's going to feel exhausting at the end of the day. So those things happen. And, the client call starts. And of course, you get a little bit more in balance because you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Right? And then the client shares some progress, and you had that little bit of bump, but you're tired. So you come down and you're down here, right? Because you're not fully regulated. And this is just a small snapshot that doesn't include what happened before or, weeks before or years before even. And then you start guiding your client. And, I think this is the part where everybody always perks up. If you're a coach, like that's probably what lights you up is working with them and helping them, right? And then when that client has that aha moment, yeah, you for sure, you're going up, you're living, it's beautiful. And then you're going to give your client homework. But if you can't maintain these upper levels because you're exhausted, because you're living in this low grade energy state, then, how good is your homework that you're giving them? And do you share the same enthusiasm so that they feel receptive and want to do it? All that stuff gets kind of transferred, right? And then, afterwards, I always record my notes from the call. Afterwards, I make a lot of notes. And, I get excited when I do that because it's like reliving all the really awesome things. I have energy for that. Before I was doing this work intensely, anytime I got off a call with somebody and had to make notes, it felt like, can I just go get coffee first? I need to take a break. And then, and I don't remember everything that happened in the meeting because I'm extending the time from taking my notes. And then what if oh my gosh, I lost track of time. I got to go get my kid, right? So that always becomes like a whoa, got to draw my attention to it, right? And it might feel a little bit stressful. I don't know if I'll get there in time, sort of thing. Let's say you even get there in time and then you greet your kid. Are you greeting them from this low level or something that's a little bit more balanced? And to me, at the end of the day, this is the most important thing to me, is how I interact with my kid. I can't tell you how many times I came home from work and he was excited to see me. And I was just like, I got to go do something right now. Like, I don't have time for this right now. Give me a minute. Give me an hour, that minute, that 5 minutes, that turns into oftentimes a half an hour or even longer. So this is what we're talking about. It really does add up. And this is just a moment. It's not even a full day or a full week or a full year, right? So one less moment of irritation becomes an hour reclaimed. One subtle shift in your state opens the door to a previously unseen option. Multiply that over a month, a year, and you begin to move through life with a kind of clarity and calm that most people don't even realize is possible. That was me. I didn't know it was possible. Would I even know how to ask for it? But I'm telling you, it is possible. This is how inner work ripples outward. But perhaps the most important shift is this. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And you start asking, what's hiding underneath the noise? That's the moment you feel your resilience. That's the moment the gorilla becomes visible. That's the moment your inner way reveals itself. And it's been there this whole time. So what makes the inner way different? The difference between traditional programs is that we'll work with your nervous system first, not your mindset. Those of you who know me, I'm always a body first approach. And specifically, this is relating to your nervous system, not just general body work. It's nervous system. There's no reframing. There's no habit trackers, no digging up your childhood. If you know me, those things are hard. While that works for some, it's a path littered with efforting. We'll take a path paved with ease. It's body-led. It's reconditioning. And you probably have heard that deconditioning is vital for growth. Many programs suggest it. I'm in some programs and they talk about it. And maybe even stressing you have a grounding practice like breath work. Sometimes they even recommend a process and might even give it to you because somebody gave it to them. But it's usually a Band-Aid approach because nervous system resilience isn't the heart of their offer. Even though they know it's important, it's not where their expertise lies. And so they're just trying to add a little something extra so that people can be successful in their program. So in the end, though, that part, it's all on you to figure it out. Just like in the inner way, it's all about finding the ease and being you by building nervous system resilience, not how to launch your podcast or be a better parent, but this inner work ripples. While we won't outline your marketing plan or create a chore chart for your family, you will experience more ease in these areas of your life. And that allows you to tap your inner wisdom, see better options, and experience life that attunes to your rhythms. Because this is about awakening the ease within you, no matter what you're doing, where you are, who you're with, or what you're facing. Kind of goes back to what I said, right? At the beginning, this was my mission. How do I show up as me, be comfortable who I am, no matter what is going on around me? And I love this quote. It's from The Body Keeps the Score. And that book had a lot of meaning for me when it first came out and I read it. If you feel safe and loved, your brain becomes specialized in exploration, play, and cooperation. Love that. So some other things that are different about or specific for this program is we're going to talk about energy mechanics and human design. It's not a reading explaining your type and profile. I mean, we can have that. We map directly to your real life challenges and create practical applications unique to how your energy flows. And so I have a few quotes in here from people that I worked with and what they had shared with me. It wasn't the EFT I'd been doing. No, it was the energy resets you gave me that did it. The combination with what you showed me in my human design, things that would have derailed me for days simply don't anymore. So human design is all about energy mechanics. And so we start relating that to how you do these energy resets, which are physiological exercises that we'll go through and do. Personalized somatic training, no cookie cutter formulas. We custom build your toolkit for your specific body and energy patterns. You didn't just give me a bunch of tools and say, good luck, each practice built on the next. While not every piece clicked at once, the way you worked with me made it easy to make it my own and adapt it to get what I needed. And I have a huge library of different tools. And they, depending on how you do them, you achieve some slightly different results. And so I like to work with how somebody just normally feels good moving in their body. We can customize every single one. They're very flexible in how we can do that. And we can even work with mobility challenges if that's the case. So integrated focus. Instead of more information, you'll develop embodied intelligence, a new automaticity. I mean, we all have a lot of information, but how do we use it? How do we implement it? How do we integrate it? How do we embody it and make it our own? It's so cool how I don't have to think about it anymore. It's just a part of me. I'm seeing how it's changed my reactions. So there's 3 key practices. While the steps look different from client to client, the tools that create the practices are the same. This is an experience that helps you to hear and feel your own voice. So we'll do energy resets to build nervous system resilience, to help you feel safe in your body so you can actually see what's been there all along. We'll personalize simple techniques to regulate your system in real time. Imagination play to open limited thinking. Your nervous system doesn't shift through logic. It shifts through experience. We'll use creative exploration to help your system rehearse new beliefs and open new doors. Human design, mapping to explore your energy mechanics. You'll discover your energy flow, where it gets blocked, and what clarity feels like for you. We'll create a map of your inner way moving towards your goals with self-trust. And so I have 3 components. I don't like to have more than that because it becomes overwhelming. And so the human design is really going to help us figure out what the flow is. In energy resets, they're going to help to ground you so you feel safe and stable. And imagination play is going to open up what you can see, so you can see more and go for more. Each practice transforms a technique into your way of moving as you. They become timeless, generative, and a compass for self-sovereignty. So here's what you'll leave with. In our very first session, you'll walk away with a personalized energy reset tool you can use the same day to shift out of stress mode within 5 minutes. Then we'll awaken the structure and internal wisdom that has always been yours, hidden under habit and stress, illuminating the moment your inner strength gives way to external pressures. It's called the antecedent effect. You'll embody and normalize a regulated way of being, a nervous system that knows how to stay open, even when things feel uncertain. The ability to recognize your true yes, no, not the one shaped by pressure. An internal orientation that leads to external clarity, not the other way around. A quiet confidence. I know I move. I know how to move now because I know where I am. It's a foundation that supports you and what you're going for, no matter if that's launching a community, running your first 5K, writing a book, performing at an open mic, or anything that is new or has always felt hard to do. It's a rippling from your inside to your outer experience, your reality. The inner way is for those who've tried formulas and still feel off, are tired of over-efforting and under-feeling, are aware of their potential and can't quite access it, want to build momentum that feels good in their body, just not in paper. This isn't for people looking for a plug-and-play formula. I went down that route myself for a number of years. I can't tell you how many apps I've had subscriptions to, programs, freebie things that I've downloaded, YouTube videos, books I've read. And I got a lot of good information, but I never got how to put it all together. And so I didn't really get a lot of results. I may have gotten some. And, I know I got some, but I didn't have anything that really felt meaningful. There's a lot of programs that promote this is the way you get results, and that ask you to fit into their system, their way of being. While they work for some, they don't work for everyone. This is all personalized to you. It will come from within you. And while I know that might be hard to see right now, I'm here as a guide to help make the invisible visible. And when you see it, you can't unsee it, just like the gorilla. And you'll be able to move like you, no matter what next steps you take, program you explore, or dream you actualize. You could probably actually go back into some of the programs that you've already purchased and find now they work because now you know how to move as yourself. That's what happened to one of my clients completely. And it's some of the things that's happened for me too. How we awaken access to what's within you. We co-create an ecosystem where you start to notice more, where your body and unconscious mind feel safe enough to open, to see more of what's available in your current reality, your today, your now. We do energy resets. We start with somatic exercises that help your body feel safe, strengthen your nervous system resilience, a body-first approach. These are physiological interventions that shift you out of stress modes, reduce your threat response, expand your perception window. If you have a practice that you enjoy, like breathwork or meditation, we can include that too, but it is not required. We work with the ones that feel good for you because I'm a believer Instead of forcing yourself to try to do something new that you struggle with, or it seems hard, or you're just a little bit uncomfortable with, you're probably not going to stick with it. So we pick things that feel good, because the more you do something and it feels good, the more you're going to do it. You'll stick with it. So there's two keys to building your energy reset toolbox. So you're going to need variety. So you always have tools for any situation. I'm a big, I can't tell you how many times I needed something and I didn't have a tool for it, like in a meeting with others. So I like to have things that you can do when you're alone that might feel big and expansive, but also I want to have things that help me to feel inside big and expansive, but I can do them discreetly. And then you need a strategy for how you can navigate between your energy states. And so this is the different energy states. It's the balance ring that I work with. And I help everybody understand how you go from one to the other. Because it's not just simply you pick one and you go to the other one. There's a way that you move through the balance ring. You'll normalize how to signal safety, because once the body feels safe, the mind opens up. We also do imagination play. We use curiosity-based creative practices to help your mind experiment with new possibilities. Imagination is rehearsal for belief, to make change feel less threatening, to create emotional flexibility. We use one area of your life to feel, or one area of life that you feel is efforted, or we like to strengthen and deepen as the context. I like to give context. I like to define things and give a little bit of flavor. And we're going to pick it from your life, the area that you want to start with, whether it's something easy or something hard, because you're going to relate to it so much more. You're going to see the results a lot easier. This is customized to you, your desired direction, your way of moving in ease. And so just a little graphic over here, when you start introducing imagination play, we first we're looking for fun, and then we're looking for flexibility. And through that, you start to expand your vision, and then you get new embodied beliefs. Human design mapping. So it's not reading. We target, it's targeted. So we use the context of that area of your life, and we explore your body graph to leverage where your energy flows naturally and effortlessly, and where it feels efforted. So it helps you to understand why some things drain you, even when they should work, how clarity comes to you and how to stop forcing decisions, and where your authentic yes lives and how to recognize it in your body. This is where you reclaim your inner compass, not by mimicking someone else's way, but by locating your own ease. And this is my body graph, and these are some different things that I have where I know I flow easy. The one on the left here is about how I go from, there's 9 centers, and we will get into that. I'll give you education for anything that you don't know about human design. I'll make sure that you have that information, whether we go over it in a one-on-one or I do a supplemental for you. And it's the one on the left here is where my energy flows effortless. It's so easy. And the one on the right is where it's the direction of forced energy. It's harder for me to go that way. And the one that we have in the middle, those are the centers that are the strongest for me, the ones I can quickly tap into. And we can use that information to put together back into the somatic practices, the energy resets. So what we'll explore together over 5 weeks is we'll install your personalized energy reset toolkit that gives you immediate access to your inner wisdom whenever you need it. And in session 1, it's about awareness. So we bring awareness to the state where your energy lives now and select one area of your life to bring your personalized context to the program using the balance ring assessment. And that's something we do together. Your personalized flow, discover how to use somatic exercises as self-communication to gently shift into the energy that supports your next step. We'll have education around that, as well as we'll actually be doing it together so you can integrate and embody it. And we'll co-create your personalized energy reset toolkit. And then week 3 or session 3 is about resistance and smoothing. And there's this is why this is week 3 and not at week 1 or week 2 or week 4. Week 3 is the time where your unconscious normally says, hey, I see you're trying to make a change and I'm going to shut that down, because your unconscious, the way that it thinks and wants to make you feel safe, is to keep everything the same. Even though the new thing you're doing might actually be a better thing for you, it just wants to keep everything the same because that makes it easier for predicting. And that's where resistance really shows up to anything new that you're doing. I mean, you could probably go back. I can go back and look at numerous things. Around week 3, I had nearly quit whatever it was I was practicing. So here we review where resistance feels persistent, not just because you're doing this new thing, but a lot of times in your life, and where more ease is emerging. And we'll explore your human design to uncover where your energy flows consistently and inconsistently. Because when we tap into where it goes consistently, we can breeze right through this. And when we know it's inconsistent, we can have that awareness around it and not go that direction. We're going to go the path of ease. Then session 4 is energy integration. We explore what your human design mapping reveals about your energy flow naturally and how it relates to the selected area of your life. This is the session we bring it all together. And then session 5 is the way forward. We hold space for you and your progress, your way of moving with ease. We're going to help your mind and body normalize this, that your aligned way of being. And then we plan your next steps. And in between sessions, you will have exercises that will personally be designed to resonate with you and your schedule. I'll be exploring and generating your energy reset toolkit and human design mapping. I almost always have something supplemental for you each week. And that varies from person to person. It depends what your needs are and what is going to help support you. I never want to give you more than what you need, because that's overwhelming. But I also want to make sure you have what you need also, because that's support. And you'll have access to voice and text support via our private space on Mighty, along with notes, support materials, and session recordings, so that everything is in one place. I love that. And then for investment, it's $29.50. There's also a payment plan to do 2 installments of it, if that works better for you. And so you're going to have weekly sessions, 5 calls, 75 minutes each, voice and text support, paced to match your rhythm between sessions. And we have the Mighty is web-based, also app-based, so you can easy for on the go. Personalized tools, exercises tailored to your nervous system, expression and flow, human design insights, and applied understanding of how your energy moves. Yours forever. You keep everything we co-create. And the total time is approximately 4.5 to 6 hours per week over 5 weeks. So there's the 5 sessions. They're 75 minutes each. And that's where we'll have all of our direct conversations and everything. You'll have a practice, an energy reset practice that I like to say it's a daily practice, but when I say daily, I mean most days. We work at your schedule. We figure out how it can work for you. And then we'll have some integration exercises, and they normally have some imagination play that goes along with it. And they're anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Then human design exploration. Normally it'll be one thing that I give you and you'll probably want to read, but that won't take very long to read. But you might want to have extra time for contemplation. But that doesn't mean you have to sit down and study it. It could just be while you're on your walk, you're thinking about it. And then, of course, the support accesses whatever is needed. And we'll have recordings of your sessions. Some people like to watch the replay and some people don't. So that'll be up to you. The program is designed to fit into your life, not dominate it. Many exercises can be integrated into your existing routines, and all practices are customized to work with your schedule and energy patterns. The hidden cost of subtle dysregulation It doesn't always look like burnout. Sometimes it looks like high performance with a quiet quitting underneath. That's what mine look like. Very high performance. Go, go, go. I'm a generator. I have a lot of energy. But I can burn out easily. My version of burnout. I have had some serious burnout breakdowns in my life. I had one the end of, I guess, as I was approaching 30. I had one right before I turned 40. And I had a big breakdown when I turned 50. And I am 54. I will be 55 this year. And I am determined to end that cycle. And that's why I've been working on so much of this. I'm just pretty sure I'm not going to end this decade with a burnout. So that's a little bit of me, why I'm so passionate about this, because I've lived this quiet quitting underneath. I know exactly what that feels like. On the outside to other people, they thought it was success. And inside me, it felt like I was just deteriorating. So it's things like writing a post but never publishing it, saying yes when your body whispered no, saying it's in a role you've outgrown, staying in a role that you've outgrown because it looks good on paper. Yes, that's me. And it's things like adding bonuses to your offer because you think your offer isn't enough on its own. I know. I get it. I've been there. I've done it. We're taught to over-deliver, to outvalue, to impress. But just maybe the person that's given the advice didn't believe in their offer was enough either. And that's why they taught it that way. And they might have been successful on paper, but not inside. These patterns don't explode. They accumulate quietly, invisibly, until you wonder how it all got so heavy. That's what why I say the one when I turned 50 was so hard hitting. That's what I felt. I really felt it. It felt like it snuck up on me and it was just really heavy. And then one day I just collapsed. I couldn't take it. So the real reason you can't access your inner wisdom isn't lack of effort. It's that your nervous system is stuck in protection mode, literally filtering out the insights you need most. More than creating a settled calmness will restore access to your clarity, creativity, and self-trust so you stop building your life from a space of quiet survival. And if you're ready to step in, you don't have to be fully ready to start. I don't know that anything I've really truly embarked on, especially the things that I wasn't really quite sure, and I was trying something that was a little bit different. You just have to be curious enough, and that's what I was, to see what happens when you stop efforting and follow your inner artistry. When you join today, you'll immediately receive the Balance Ring Assessment Guide to begin preparing for a first session, plus the link to schedule it. And I'll personally email a welcome to you and guide you through your personal space on Mighty, where we'll hold everything that we co-create. And due to this deeply personalized nature of this work, at the time that I'm recording this one, it is, we're about ready to approach May. It's April 26th of 2025. I'm only going to be taking on 3 clients per month because not only is it the session work, it's the in-between session work. And so I'm only going to be working with 3 people in May. And right now I have all the spots open at the time because I haven't put this out there. So of course all spots are open, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully you might be one of them. So you can click the link to join, or there's a few links here on this page where you'll be reviewing the video. And it's time to experience you the way you were always meant to. And so, I'm going to share a little bit about me. So hi there. I live in Glendale, California with my husband, who is a comedian, my son, Beckett, and our dog, Bob the Corgi. My days are interwoven with tree-lined walk, doodle birds, and quiet moments of art and experimentation. Beckett, that's my son, who's nonverbal, which if you read my posts, maybe you know about him too. He's taught me to listen to myself that goes way beyond language, and to listen to others that goes beyond language. There's a thread throughout my whole life of this, even before I had him. But it wasn't until the last couple of years where I actually saw this thread in my life. And he has helped bring that to the surface. Beckett is 12. He's going to be 13 this year. So he's taught me to listen beyond language, to feel into pauses and sense what words can't reach. That's shaped everything I do. As a 6'2" emotional generator and nervous system fitness trainer, I created body-led expression, a practice that moves you into somatic clarity. I believe your body already knows the answer. It just needs space to speak. And I'm going to just throw in, a lot of times when I talk about the body, I talk about anything that's not conscious thinking. And that's how I think about my body, because I think of my mind as my conscious thinking. And so whether it's something that's on the outside, I also often think about my imagination doesn't live inside the body. It surrounds the body, but it's connected. So it's part of the body. I just think, your intuition, all of those things. And then the physical, the biological components of my body is what I tend to think of that. And the inner way is the foundation. It's the first step. It's the one that we were never taught to trust, and why you're destined to repeat the same old loops. And you don't have to be one of them. I'm not one of them anymore. Do different, see different. Tricia.